You've done a horror film, Mothman Prophecy. You've done a political thriller, Arlington Road. This is a little out of the ballpark for you.
Yeah, the last picture I made that probably nobody ever saw was the darkest movie ever made called I Melt With You. So after that, and I needed to come back the other way. So I consciously just wanted to do something that was more lighthearted, and I love the story. I think I've got a lot of different colors, but I think thrillers are probably my favorite to do, but they stopped making mid-range, studio thrillers. Kind of they made stop making those great Ashley Judd movies, and but anyway, this is a script I really liked and it was fun to do.
How did it come to you? Because we hear so much about, oh, there aren't any great roles for women. And here are roles for women of every generation, of every iteration.
The writer Stuart Fink, I was doing a commercial with him a few years ago, and he said he had an idea for a movie. Um, and he told me the idea. I said, "That's a good one. You should write it." And he wrote it, and it kind of needed a little bit of work. And within about 6 months, we did a draft and got it together, and then went through the usual process of taking about a year to get the actors cast. We went to Shirley first, actually, and they wouldn't read it without an offer. So you're in that chicken and the egg indie movie where you need the actor to trigger that. But so after taking a swing at a few other people, we went back and she said yes, and then went to Amanda. She took a swing at a couple of people, as she could do. That didn't work out, but we quickly went to Amanda, who I always loved. And once the two of them clicked, I think it took about 6 months for Myriad to kind of, through a combination of foreign sales and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, get the bread together. It was about 4.5 million,
Well, once
45
you had
days.
it cast, then once you started shooting, did the story change at all because of who you had doing this?
The basic story did not change. I mean, Shirley brought a lot to the table. She improved, the major radio station stuff where she said, don't have a nice day, have a day that means something. That was all her.
That was
That's
great.
where we had an hour at the end of the day, and I said, I know we're gonna want her to be seen as a DJ. That's where we shot her and the little girl just kind of messing about. So in those 25 day shoots, you still do have some little pockets of time where they could try some stuff. Um, so that kind of evolved a little bit, but mostly we were able to shoot pretty much the whole movie in sequence, which is really
Hmm.
good. And Shirley had never really done that before, or she said she hadn't. So for her to do like kind of an indie movie, 25 days is tough, and she's in most of the movie. That was really beneficial. That was really, I think maybe some of the stuff at the end of the day, but literally like her dying was like the next to last day. Um, and I love working like that, and I had made my last movie like that too. So that's just such a blessing to be able to get that opportunity.
So now, what do you learn from your actors when you come away from a project like this? Because you must build on it with every new undertaking.
Well, Shirley was a real trip.
We were all waiting for that noun.
There was like at the beginning, at a point, she said she had never worked with a director like me. That was very stream of consciousness and like forget the marks. Like I don't care about rehearsal, just do it. Like I don't want to rehearse it. Let's see what happens. So that was new to her. She had never really worked like that before. Sometimes she would yell at me and say I directed like a hologram. Other, other times she was like, "Okay, I got it," But as long as you had an idea, she liked to explore. So she liked to kind of do that. And one time she said, "Okay, just," it was at the beginning where she's drinking the wine, the pills. She was, "Just tell me exactly what to do. You can talk. It's non-dialogue. Just tell me exactly what to do." So I tell her. Next take, I'm telling her again. She goes, "Stop telling me what to do." Okay, so she does it. We do the third take. And like at this point, I'm like, "Am I?" So we decide, and I don't say anything to her, right? And she's like, "Are you gonna tell me what to do?" So it was kind of like this. I said, "Well, look, we just got to get on the same page. Tell me, I'll do it." As Jeff Bridges would say, "Do the bad version. Like just show me what to do." And so once we worked out that rhythm, then that took like a couple days. Then she was just off, and to sit there and watch her, she loved like digital. She loved rolling and continuing to roll. And I said, "I want to run four in a row." She loved that. And you could tell when she wanted to stop. sometimes she wanted to keep going and Amanda wanted to stop. You know, sometimes they get lost in not a good way. Sometimes they get lost in a good way, and you want them to fight through it because they might discover something actually unprepared in it. And a lot of that, there was a lot of that in Shirley.
Thank you for bringing her to us in this iteration. Please thank Mark
Yes.
Pellington.
Yeah, thank you.